Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have a huge Champions League group game against Besiktas, and that is then followed by another big derby game against Napoli. Just quickly, since the last episode I have managed to play a couple of Serie A games, and as you can see we have lost our first Serie A game. A 2-0 loss away from home against Fiorentina. We didn't play well at all. We actually ended the game with 9 men. Pieri sent off in the 90th plus second minute. That was after Todibo had been injured in around the 79th minute, I think, once we'd made all 3 changes. A really poor result, but we did then bounce back with a really convincing 4-0 win over Crotone, and that at the moment has left us top of Serie A, but Juventus do have that game in hand and are only 2 points behind us, so it is still all to play for. The gap down to Inter is 8 points, so it looks like the title race is going to be us versus Juventus, and obviously whoever comes out on top will be the Serie A champions, it seems. But today the focus is on Besiktas, a must-win game in the Champions League, and at the same time we have to keep everything crossed that RB Leipzig can beat Chelsea, and that will be the only way that we can qualify. As you have probably seen by now, we have gone for a slight change of tactic. I noticed that the best players were all playing through the middle. Our wingers weren't quite performing as we would have liked them to do. The 2 strikers have been really good when they've played, so I thought I would switch it up to a diamond, see how we can get on. We obviously won the game against Crotone 4-0 with it. It's still obviously a work in progress, but fingers crossed we can see some more positives from it today. And the team we're going for the Besiktas game is Paul Lopez in goal, a back four of Cucurella, Settin, Mancini and Florenzi. Tonali, Cristante and Diawara pair up in midfield, with Pellegrini in behind Sheik and Greenwood up front. Todibo and Faranez both injured for today's game, so they are missing, but fingers crossed this team can take us forward. Lopez had to play the last game against Crotone as well, so he is coming into this game with at least 1 game under his belt, so fingers crossed he can do the business for us today. Obviously Besiktas, a team we've already seen a lot of on the channel, having played them last year in the quarter-finals of the Europa League, and obviously now this year twice in the group stage. And hopefully we can beat them once again and get through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. That is all the board are looking for. So this game is massive, and we'll obviously also be keeping an eye on the Leipzig-Chelsea game. A game we need to either finish as a draw or Leipzig to win. But it's in our hands slightly. Obviously, if we don't win this, then it doesn't matter what happens in the Leipzig game. That becomes null and void, and the first 20 minutes have been pretty even, and hopefully we can see more of the game than we are at the moment. 1 goal at the moment would secure it, but obviously we'd like it to be far more comfortable than that, as we see Besiktas for the first time. Douglas on the right hand side, back to Vida, finds Lons on the right. They're playing some good football, it would seem. Loads of room for Douglas on the right, and he's surging into the middle of the box. Tonali tries to tackle him, Cristante gets clear, it's only as far as Oguzhan on the edge of the area. Canaries, they're going to be a chance produced. Emre, who seemed miles offside, and I think he was. Lopez saved anyway, but Emre seemed to be at least a good 2 yards offside there. And he was. We have had the better of the game, it would seem, but obviously we haven't seen anything of it as of yet. Until now, is it? Cucurella, Tonali, Diawara. Can we nab one just before half-time, which could be a crucial goal? Tonali finds Florenzi, who looks like he's picked up a slight knock. Who has a go? The knock doesn't matter. Alessandro Florenzi, his first goal for Roma, the first goal of the series. Obviously, he wasn't with us last year. He was out on loan at Valencia. Tonali with a great ball out to him. Florenzi surges into the area. Looks like he might cross, but instead, he whacks it home. And as it stands, Leipzig 0, Chelsea 0. We would be into the knockout stages. It's not quite comfortable yet. We need to stay on our game. But if the games all stop now, we would be through in what has been a relatively tricky group. Chelsea and Leipzig. Leipzig probably playing better than most expected them to. and it has been a difficult group, and if we can get through it, I think it's credit to the boys. We would have played well enough to get through. Pellegrini with the ball in. Greenwood tried to head home. He can't. Sheik gathered. It's gone to Mancini, who's played it back out to Pellegrini. Can he get another cross in? He's gone past Caner. Is it a foul? Is it a penalty? We're going over to the TV. VAR are going to have a look. If it's a penalty, we have a chance to make it 2 and secure the game. Usually when we've gone to the TV in the series, it hasn't been. But what are we going to get? The ref's coming back out. Is it a penalty? It is. We have a penalty. It's been confirmed by VAR. And Cristante with the chance to make it 2. Can he put it away for us? Cristante steps up to the spot and scores. It's Besiktas 0, Roma 2. Cristante with his 6th goal of the season. We're doing our bit. Are Leipzig keeping up their side of the bargain? A really well taken penalty into the bottom corner. I was going to have a look, but there is an immediate highlight. Vidar back to Samassa. Are we going to press him? It looks like we're just going to reset. Greenwood goes to press, and Douglas, the man on the ball. Oguzhan, Guven, it'd be disappointed to concede straight away, but it looks like Besiktas are going to get a chance. Barak, and it's gone narrowly over. It would have been disappointing to immediately concede, and at the moment it seems like it is still 0-0 in that Leipzig game. 1 goal secures it for Chelsea, but we are doing what we need to be. Florenzi is still out there with that injury, potential knee injury. His fitness has dropped as well, so we'll get Spinazzola on for him on the right hand side, and for now that is the only change we will make. I'm going to demand a little bit more just to secure the victory with 20 minutes to go. The big concern now is that a Chelsea goal ruins all of our hard work, but as time is ticking by it looks like it may not come, but let's not be complacent. Right, Pellegrini struggling for a bit of fitness, so we'll get Zaniolo on to play in that playmaker role. Tonali's been key all year, so we'll drop Diawara back to play there and get the 2 on for the last 8 minutes of the game. We should be able to hold on. It's whatever happens at Leipzig and Chelsea. We've got a highlight. Spinazzola. It's not quite made it to the box. The 2 coming across to Diawara. Can he pick a ball, or is he going to get stolen of it? He hasn't. He's found Cucurella, who really nicely finds Cristante, and Greenwood has an effort. A chance we probably would have expected him to take early on in the season. He wasn't able to there, but for 2 to Sheik, who heads over. We haven't quite been able to grab a third. It's still 0-0 at Leipzig. Are we going to be able to do it? Oguzhan with the ball across. It's poor. It's straight at Lopez, and we may have a chance if we go quickly. Zaniolo's in acres. Can we find him? We have. Here we go. The break that I spotted. Zaniolo surges through the middle of the defence. Oh, it would have been a great goal, but Samassa makes a great save. A really lively run there from Zaniolo. He went straight through the middle of Besiktas. Here we are again. Sheik, Diawara, great ball to Spinazzola. Can we get the ball across? It's pulled back to Sheik, who has a go, and it's in the bottom corner. We make it 3. We roll out really good winners against Besiktas. Spinazzola making really good room on this right hand side. Sheik gets it on the edge of the area. He's got a chance to shoot, and he does, and he finds the bottom corner. We've done our bit. We've won 3-0. Has that put us through? We'll find out in a second. We're going to passionately tell the lads that we're very happy with the result and the way we played. We just need to look at other results to see if we've got through. We have. Leipzig and Chelsea drew 0-0. We've made it through. We've done what the board wanted us to do. They only wanted us to meet the first knockout stages. We've done that. And we have scraped through a group with Leipzig, Chelsea and Besiktas. I feel that's a pretty good effort getting second. And by the time we get to the Napoli game, we'll know who we're playing in the next round. And I'll see you for that in a second. Okay, then a few bits have happened in between the 2 games, but the biggest, we've drawn Real Madrid in the first knockout round of the Champions League. I don't think we could have got a much harder draw than that. The most successful team in the competition. We're going to be playing at home first and then going back to the Bernabeu for the second leg. I Doubt we'll make it much further, but if we can take a big scalp in the Champions League early on, then that will be great. Also in between the two games, we were able to beat Parma 3-0 away from home. A really good performance. Spinazzola, Greenwood and Cucurella with the goals. So hopefully we can continue that form into the game against Napoli, and we need to, because Juventus have won their game in hand over us and have also won their game today. They're therefore 4 points clear of us, obviously with ourselves having that game in hand. So this would be a key win over Napoli if we could beat them, with Lazio suddenly hot on our heels, only 4 points behind us with 38 points. The team therefore for the Seoul derby, very similar to that of the team that faced Besiktas earlier on in the episode. Spinazzola in for Florenzi. He came in for the last game due to the Florenzi injury and has kept his place after a really impressive performance in that game. Pieri in on the left. Cucurella has picked up an injury there, and that is the only two changes to the team, and fingers crossed we can get one over on Napoli and continue our good run in Serie A. And we need to win, as I say, to keep up with Juventus, who don't seem like they're going to have any slip up. So the big game this year, if we are going to win the title, may well be us versus Juventus later on in the season. Let's go out and prove to the media that they've been right to back us up. As always, we're going to have faith in the boys, and we're going to send a coach to the tunnel. At the moment, we are in fact without an assistant manager. Okay then guys, you may well have seen on my Twitter that there was a slight technical issue with the recording of the Napoli game, but I wanted you all to see it. It's a really good game. So what I have done is I've recorded the highlights of the game and tried to add my live commentary on them and edit it together. I think it's worked. Obviously with the highlights you also do always see the final score, so I've just tried to add a banner at the top to keep you updated with latest events but not ruin the final result for you. As I say, I really wanted to show you the game. It's a really great game. Honestly, it's a cracker, and it's coming up now. Can we get one over on a historic rival, a team we struggled to beat last year? Here we go. Let's find out. Are we going to be able to break here? Asensio coming forward for them. Pieri tries to step in and has left a big gap for Castagna to run into. Pieri does well. It's fallen to Insigne. Great save by Pau Lopez. Pieri. But is this our first meaningful chance? Diawara loses out, but it's only as far as Tonali. He's got Spinazzola in space. It's a really poor ball, and I feel like Napoli have a chance to break, but Pieri does well to clean up. He does have to pass. He hasn't. He's beaten to it by Insigne. Lorenzo Insigne capitalises on the mistake. Really poor from Pieri. Really poor as a whole. But we haven't had a highlight at all in the game. It's been all Napoli, and it's them again. Asensio nods home. It's 2-0 Napoli. And we're going to get a chance here. Tonali on the edge of the area finds Pieri, who has a chance to make up for his earlier mistake. Pellegrini finds Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood, his 12th goal of the season, has one back. Asensio with the ball. Are they going to come straight back at us? Fabian, he's going to take on Pieri. To Zielinski, to Fabian. Back to Zielinski. Castagna has loads of space on this right-hand side as he has most of the game. Gulam, can we steal it off them and break on them? Cristante tries his best. Asensio's in again. Pau Lopez with a great save. But we're still going Castagna from range. It's well wide. Is this the chance? Spinazzola on this right-hand side to Tonali. He's lost out, but Pellegrini wins it back for us for two. Surging forward. Spinazzola with room on the right. He takes on his man. He's got an opportunity to cross. It's falling to Eden Dzeko! Pellegrini with the ball across. Dzeko heads in! It's 3-2! What a comeback! What a game! What an episode! Edin Dzeko has scored a winner in the Seoul derby, and that could be massive. Dzeko, as I say, his first main appearance of the season, his second goal of the season, and maybe, just maybe, he's saying I deserve to start. Roma 3, Napoli 2. I can't believe what I've just seen. What an episode. What a result. We looked dead and buried after 65 minutes. Greenwood gave us a chance to come back into the game. And Dzeko has finished it off in style. 90 minutes plus 5. And I think we've got to say that we've done brilliantly to come back and win that. Oh, wow. What a game. What a game. Right, looking ahead to the next episode then. I think we'll play through a lot of the games. I'm not too worried about the Italian Cup this year. So what we'll do, we'll be back for the first knockout round of the Real Madrid game, and we'll separate those because the second episode after that can be Madrid-Lazio. So we'll have Real Madrid and Bologna to bring you next time. And I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode and a fantastic comeback win against Napoli. And also, we've made it to the Champions League. That's surely worth a like. Let's get 10 likes on this for the comeback. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below as well. And thank you all for coming along and watching.